Hello everybody. This video is going to show you how to customize the slide deck into interactive whiteboards that will work for your classes. I'm posting the directions here at the front of the video in case you need to look back as a reference for how to do this, but I'm also going to show you how to do it in this video. So right now, your interactive set of slides probably looks like this, or at least you've clicked the link and this is what I've shared with you. First thing you want to do is go to File, make a copy of the entire presentation, and I would change the naming protocol of this to whatever hour you're customizing it for. So let's say this is going to be your hour 1, and you're going to see it generates a set of the slides for your hour 1. Now you can customize it based on the students you have. I recommend printing a class list in alphabetical order by first name. It just makes it that much easier for students to find their slide. As we look at the thumbnails here on the left, you're going to see that one slide is for the teacher to use for modeling. And sometimes you'll want to use that slide, and sometimes the prompt is so self-explanatory that you won't need to model anything. But it's there for you if you choose to use it. And then there are a bunch of slides labeled with generic students, student number 1, etc. So first thing we're going to work on is changing student number 1 to a student name. So once you click on student number 1, you're going to see this pop-up bar, and it gives you several options. You're going to click Edit Link, and let's say student number 1 is Alaric. So I'm going to apply that, and it replaced that text with Alaric's name. Now, if I click it again, you can see that when I click the link, it goes to Alaric's slide, but it still says slide number 1, so I have to change that too. So I'm going to use that link to get to Alaric's slide and change it from student number 1 to Alaric. And then you would just continue doing this until you are finished customizing this board. Okay, so let's say that you did it for every one of your students, and let's say that you have 28 students. So now you've got all of these extras down here. It's very simple. You just delete what you don't want. And then I too would come down here and delete from 29 through the rest of the slide deck. Now let's say that something happens and you get an extra student, student number 29. How do you customize it and add the student name? So let's say that you have Ellie. Ellie has just joined your room. And so I'm going to click down there and go to Format, Table, and I'm going to insert a row below. And I'm going to add Ellie's name here. Now it's going to be outside of alphabetical order, and I know that might be triggering, but it really is easy than retyping everything. So we'll add Ellie's name, and I also have to add a slide for Ellie so that Ellie has something to link to. So Ellie is the last student, so I'm going to go down to the last slide that I have. And up at the toolbar, choose Slide, New Slide. I'm going to go ahead and add Ellie's name here for her. Now I just have to link Ellie's name to her slide. So I highlight her name and go to Insert, Link, and it's going to give me lots of options. But for this particular resource, I'm going to link it to slide number 31, which is Ellie's name. Now, when Ellie clicks on her slide, it's going to take her to her slide. Before they can edit and revise it, though, on the actual slide deck, you need to go to your share settings and make sure that we have set it so that they can edit it. So here it defaults to restricted. We're going to change anyone with the link can edit, and done. So now you've done the prep work and you've got this all filled out, populated with your student names, and you're ready to use it in the classroom. Here's what I would do for that. So you open up your classroom and you go to Create. Put this in as a material. The reason I don't put it in as an assignment is because later when I want to take away editing rights so that they stop making the changes to their slides, I have to change it in the assignment and on the slide deck. Whereas in a material, I just have to change it one time. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to call this Material Whiteboards. That's currently in my drive. Here is my class set of whiteboards. I'm not going to give it a topic because I like it to pop right up here at the very top because it's a temporary resource. When I'm done with the day or done with the class hour, I'm going to delete this. But for today, I just want it right at the top. And now when students open it, they will be able to edit and revise it. So let's say that I've asked students to upload a picture that represents summer to them, and they're all busy doing that. And so I see their slides changing, and they will continue to edit forever and ever and ever until I put a stop to it. So I say, students, you have 2 more minutes to upload a picture and change the slide to the way you want it before I take away editing rights. And then let's say that 2 minutes is up. All you have to go back to is your share settings and change editing to view, and they will no longer be able to make any changes to the slide deck. One thing that I highly recommend when using this resource is to tell students that they can only write on their slide, but that they should feel free to look around at other people's slides. That's a good way to learn. So let's say that you have presented all of your prompts and you're done with your whiteboard for the day. What you can do to return it back to its original form is take away their editing rights and then go to File, Version History, see Version History, and choose the version that gives you a clean slate. Now, one other tip. I have created in my drive a folder that is class set of slides. So in the beginning of the year, when I make one class set for each of my 5 hours, I store them here. So this is a really great resource. I found it to be highly engaging with students. I'm giving you a few ideas of how you could use it, but I know you'll come up with a lot more, and I'm excited for you to tell me how you were able to use this resource.